Well, let's talk more about this now with James Boyes, who's a political historian specialising in US politics. So it's going to be a very interesting few days ahead. But, of course, the timing of this is quite strange because Britain is in a political mess, its greatest crisis in modern times, with a government that has ceased to function properly. What is the purpose of President Trump's visit, then?
Well, this, of course, is a visit that has been long planned ever since Theresa May first extended the invitation when she visited the White House in the first weeks of Donald Trump's presidency. It is to, I think, commemorate the links between the two countries. It is a state visit, of course, which is different from the working visit which he paid this time last year. That was quite incredible in its own right. You were showing some pictures of that earlier on. But the idea now that this is going to be a full state visit is of great significance, both symbolic, political and, of course, military when we think about what's going to be occurring down at Portsmouth in the middle of the week.
What can Britain hope to gain from this in political, diplomatic terms?
Well, I think it's important to recognise, every time that there is a spat between the British government and Washington, the same old cliches are rolled out about the end of the special relationship. We get people like Sadiq Khan, for example, coming out saying, this is terrible, we shouldn't be welcoming him, Jeremy Corbyn doing the same. But, of course, there are great intrinsic, powerful links between the United States and Great Britain at a historic, political, military and intelligence level, which will continue irrespective of whoever the president is, no matter the fact that at this point in time, many people in this country, I think, are profoundly offended by what it is that Donald Trump presents.
And so, I mean, yes, there appear to be, certainly Sadiq Khan's statement shows that perhaps that some of those shared values and principles are, that part of the relationship has taken a bit of a blow with Donald Trump in the office of US president. But also just interesting on the intelligence side of the relationship, because, of course, we have had the US warning Britain against using 5G technology from Chinese telecoms giant Huawei. And so, could that be a possible point of contention?
It's important to remember it's not just Donald Trump and the Americans who are saying this. There are people working within the intelligence community in this country for organisations who specialise in this, who have got their own concerns about this. So this isn't just a threat which is coming from the United States with regard to that telecom organisation. And let's not forget, the relationship between the United States and Great Britain has been through difficult times in the past. We can think about the Suez Crisis, for example, in the 1950s. This is a relationship people are very quick to write off and far too slow, I think, to recognise the intrinsic value which comes from this relationship.
We have seen President Trump expressing his views on Brexit, and I suppose we can debate the pitfalls of the diplomacy around this visit, but really, for President Trump, who loves being in the limelight, who loves making headlines, is this really just about the pomp and pageantry? Is it just not a fantastic photo opportunity at the end of the day? Well,
there certainly is going to be some great imagery which comes out of this, and certainly I think Donald Trump personally has been angling for this visit to happen. I think the White House was clearly disappointed when last year's visit was downgraded from a state visit to a working visit. But I think that when you see Donald Trump's approach to diplomacy, it is unique. It isn't particularly diplomatic in any way, shape or form, but he does what he does. He gets people talking about it, and it's one of the reasons we're here discussing it this evening, I guess.
Yeah. Thank you very much, James Boyes.